or if he's feeling in a sort of more mellow mood, then it might be that there's something like an arrangement of icons on the screen like this might enable him to do that. But this is something that we're just beginning to explore, because it's really, what we want to do is to enable James to express himself through music and through art, as well as just being able to communicate the words. We're going to categorise these into different areas, but this just gives you an example of something that might be slightly more expressive than just just a synthesizer with the same old sound. And a few more here.
Excellent.
And you can come by.
You could ask yourself a question. Do I feel lucky? Well, do you, punk?
And my favourite, this one. As I say, James has chosen these, and Colin was kind enough to get the samples for us.
I don't get angry, okay? I mean, I have a tendency to internalize. I can't express anger. That's one of the problems I have. I grow a tumor instead.
Oh, and this is sorry, I'll finish off with this. This is a nice introduction for James if he's going out somewhere.
Who are you?
Bond. James Bond.
So that's, as I say, we're just beginning to explore these areas anyway, and it'll just be very interesting to see where they lead. There's been some very interesting work done on actually expressing yourself beyond just the words, and I think this fits very nicely into that category, but hopefully in a very easy way for James, in a very direct way, because he'll look at something and it'll respond straight away. Okay, so at this point that I'll hand over to James to actually tell you about the project himself.
I think the last thing I'll say before James starts to speak is that for us and for a lot of the kids at the CRC school, which is where James went to school in Dublin, and where we also work with young kids and at other schools, James is a real inspiration. So the fact that he's writing this book is really important, and we wanted him to be able to say how he works with some of the children as well, and how he as a teacher works in a teaching and learning situation. But first, we just asked James to say a bit about this system and the Mytobi system.
This phase of the ongoing Interfaces project was funded by the University of East London's Promising Researcher Awards 2007. I would like to thank the University of East London for their support of this important phase of the work, and also to thank Ms. Stanislaw Mislego for her help in scanning and editing key texts along the way for my forthcoming MIB book. Special thanks to Mr. Nick Donegan and Dr. Elizabeth Goodman. I want to start with a short piece I wrote down the first day when I used Mytobi, the day when the eye took over from the chin. When I heard that it all could be done with your eyes, I jumped with the chance. Tagging the ability to control everything with your dockers was beyond a tyrant dream. The tyrant's other side remained skeptical. It could well act in one of those gimmicks you see on the shopping channel. I entered the room. The only person whom I recognized was Brian Boyle, a worker in the client technical service department. He introduced his colleague visitors. They all had English accents. One of them was a nice blonde, and the lad who seemed to be the boss behind the project had one of the faces that looked familiar. He was tall and dark in his middle ages. I introduced myself as the guinea pig, and they all laughed. I had been acting out the role through my years in the CRC testing and trying various equipment. The same role saw me move away from typing with the third finger on my right hand towards pressing my chin and off a switch under it. Part 1. Summary of the system and its use. The aim of this 6-month phase of the Interfaces project was to do an in-depth user case study of the Mytobi eye scanner for communications. The system was originally designed as a commercial product for advertising studies, but had been found to be extremely full as an interface for those without the ability to move muscles in the body apart from the eyes. In this study, the eyes become the interface to the world. My introduction in my own words, May June 2007, my experience with Mytobi so far, in the short time that I have had the system. I have learned the capabilities losing my control. Progressing on the grid to it has not been as easy as I first presumed. Getting used to it is the issue among other depths of scope. The fundamental difference between the two grids is the lack of physical exertion required to use the Mytobi, as compared to the relatively stressful use of the next, which can operates other interfaces such as my computer and light writer. The double targeting in the menu bar lessened my errors significantly. I had suggested that the system could have been made easier if the word prediction boxes would be increased. This revision is being made and was before now able to work with me by remote to write, edit and collaborate in real time. This is the single most important communication tool I have used to date, and it has transformed my relationship to my own body posture as I work. I have had difficulties with my digestive system over the years. I also grind my teeth, and I've almost become a foundation for false teeth. All this is due to my continuous switch activation.